Hello, welcome to my garden. Does anybody see my video where that fountain grass was taking over the pole? It was bigger than my grandbaby. Well, I got tired of taking it out. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, that thing right there was getting on my last nerve, and we kept having to pull the seeds out, and so I dug that puppy out. You want to know what I did with it? All right, thanks, baby. Take that in the house. I cut the straw first. I have to be careful. That stuff, just so you know, fountain grass is razor sharp. Yeah, I've had some band-aids on the last few days and some little cuts in my hands, and it's from that stuff. So, I just want you guys to know that this fountain grass, it gets everywhere. And the roots to the fountain grass, see how small that one is? The roots are crazy. That's why they go and root themselves everywhere, because their roots will find water. So when I dug this up, I had to leave it open for, well, it's been longer than I wanted it to be, but I let it all die out, because as you can see, some of these roots I couldn't get out. They go under the slab. So these, yeah, these are some of the roots. Yeah, those are just roots that I was able to dig out. Crazy, huh? And then what I did with the stump, I tore it into bits, okay? This is where you make your garbage work for you, okay? You see that straw? I'm gonna show you what I did with it. This is where I put the straw. I use it to cover all the beds in my garden so that I can water them. I was able to plant seeds, and then these all grew through the straw. They're still coming up, and they'll come through the straw, and the straw will keep the birds from eating the seeds I plant. Yeah. And I put the bigger pieces in the bigger pots. See, this way when I water, I don't disturb the dirt. And when it gets hot, the sun, now that my greenhouse blew down, the sun doesn't bake the dirt, okay? And then the bigger pieces I use in the deeper pots. But see, that way it protects my dirt from the sun. It keeps my dirt wet longer because the sun doesn't fry the dirt when I wet it. And that's what I do with the bigger pieces. Those are older. I'm gonna put some new ones in there like that. But as you see, the bigger stumps protect the dirt down there, and they help keep my plant moister longer in the heat. Okay, so that's what you do with the straw. That fountain grass right there is the biggest I've ever allowed it to grow. I have never I just wanted to see how big it would get. Dude, that's gotta go. There's plants supposed to be on either side that you can't see. But as you can see, this fountain grass, these seeds are a menace. I never planted that. I had to cut all of them out of there. Look, they're everywhere. Look, they're everywhere. I don't want them everywhere. I don't want them in there. I don't want them growing out of the dirt. Okay? I don't. All of these have to go, guys. And I'd pull that now, but like I said, these things are like razor. Damn. Almost did it. Yeah, I keep forgetting when I don't have my gloves on. But, yeah, I dug that bad boy up, and I'll put it to use for me. And now I can go and fill that hole in. Now that I've pulled all the roots out. But yeah, those things grow everywhere if you're not careful. They were in there. I had to cut them out. They were in every single plant. I had to cut them out. My big boy right there. That's what they look like when you cut them. Okay? And then if I wanted, I could break this apart and then turn it into these pieces. So again, these pieces are great for in the bottom of big shrubbery. These are great to cut up in your plant pots and stuff to keep the ground moist and keep it from the sun. All right, guys, I'm gonna fill that hole in. I'm gonna move that stuff and I'm gonna, wow, I can't believe I'm gonna be able to walk through here. The neighbors are out. I better be quiet. All right, guys, I'm gonna clean this mess. Cool, huh? No more found the grass right here. All right, guys, peace out.